انتهى التسجيل، بدأ الحين ونقدر نستهبل. اوكي تشيك تفضل. اوكي.
Okay, my name is Mohammed Al-Zahrani. I'm from Saudi Arabia. My major is mechanical engineering. This is my second semester in Boise State University.
My name is Falah Al-Mansour. I'm from Saudi Arabia. I have been in Boise State about like 6 months, and this is my second semester.
Okay, my name is Abdullah Al-Matar, and my major is mechanical engineering, and I have been here almost like 1 year last spring.
My name is Faisal Alni. My major is business administration marketing, and this is my first semester.
My name is Muhammad Al-Khasir.
Where from?
From Saudi Arabia.
I believe that it's the language. The language is the most difficult I have faced at Boise State University, because I'm not native speaker, and there is a lot of difference between my native language, which is Arabic, and English language. One small letter can change the whole meaning, and the way that you pronounce the word can change also the meaning, so you have to be careful with it.
Actually, I would say the most difficult challenge is the language. Sometimes it's hard to understand all what the professors say, especially when they speak in high-level academic language or speak so fast, and especially when the voice is not clear so much. So sometimes it's hard.
It's hard for us to understand everything in class, and there's a lot of vocabularies that we might not understand well. And I feel embarrassed asking questions in class about a word that I didn't understand. So participation is something difficult for us to participate in the first years. So we need time to process and get better. So I think they should be more helpful and understandable with us, and that's it. That's probably it.
To be honest, the most difficult, I guess, the vocabulary, because I spend like 1 to 2 hours translate the words, because the English is my second language.
Participation. Well, in Saudi Arabia, it's up to us to participate or not in the class. But here, the most important thing is at the U.S. classes is to participate. So we need to be encouraged more to participate and never be shy.
U.S. classroom, you'll find multicultural class, but in Saudi Arabia, we are all from Saudi Arabia, so we are all understanding every single things in our culture. So it won't be a big challenge for us in Saudi Arabia to understand everything, and to communicate with each other. But here in the United States, it's different. It's different. So we have to try to understand, try to survive. Try to survive with each culture that we will face in future, or we have faced already.
Well, actually, there is a big difference between here and Saudi Arabia back home. The first difference is that back home, guys has their own school and the girls has their own school, which is totally different in here. Because in the United States, you can see the girls and the boys are together, and it's fine. Back home, like girls has their own school and guys has their own school.
Maybe here they have like big lecture and crowded lecture, because I study in Saudi Arabia in the college, and they have smaller classes.
The biggest difference that I can tell is in Saudi Arabia, usually males and females are separate in education, but here in the U.S. They are together, males and females. They sit probably next to each other, and that's the biggest difference that I can see.
Well, maybe it's like the way of dealing with the professor. Actually, here's more easy. I mean, back home I deal with professors in much more respectful way. So it's like a really very formal way for dealing with the professors and contacting with them. So it's not like really 100% freely.
The cultural difference that has impacted my experience here is professors. In Saudi Arabia, usually if you wanna call your professors or doctor, you have to say doctor or professor. You can't just go right on and say their first name or last name. That wouldn't be polite. So here in the U.S., it has amazed me that some professors will say, just call me by my first name, it's okay, as we call our friends, and that's really great.
Well, actually, there's something that I want all professors to know about our culture is that, like when you are in their class, just to accept that they are not the same, we are not the same as the Native American. Because last semester I have a cousin, and he told me that he was the only international student in the class, and he has to bring the same work that the American do. So that's something that's not good. I just want the professor just to accept that we're not the same. Well, we will do our best, but like at the same times, for sure we will not do the same as the Native American will do.
Well, I believe that the most thing that impacted my experience at Boise State University is that there are a lot of Saudi Arabian students at the Boise State University, so it's kind of challenging, We have to challenge each other,
Oh.
It's kind of, I don't know how to say it, but we have to challenge each other. So I have to be a good example.
We have a big gap between United States culture and Saudi Arabia cultures. I think the best advice that I would give is, please, if you see some Saudis do something weird to you, that's totally fine, because we have a different culture. Sometimes I'm doing something with the professors and they say that's rude, but in my culture that's totally fine. And yeah, and this is the advice that I would give.
Many things we have different, actually we have different cultures, totally different by like our clothes and our food, and like women cover face, and back home I mean here's like people mix gender, and it's really different culture and different experience for me. Yeah.
The life here in America is fast. It's different from my home back home, because you have to make everything in the time. You have to a lot of pressure. Yeah.
In general, American people, which is good, they're like on time. So come at 4:30, you'll come at 4:30. In Saudi Arabia sometimes it's okay to like be late 5-10 minutes. This is not a big deal, but here is a big deal actually.
There's a lot of things, but our culture is open-minded, and we're friendly. We're like the same. I mean, and we go to the mosque on Friday at the afternoon. So there's no students in your class in the afternoon, just expect that they're going to the mosque. So that's the only difference.
Well, in my opinion, I believe that all the professors should respect our religion. I always talk about religion because as a Muslim, this is the whole purpose of, for me to being in this life. So, like I respect their religions, so he should respect my religion as well, you know. And as I know that it's a free country, so I have the whole rights to practice my religion as I want and wherever and however I want.
Sometimes some teachers, like some professors, like women professors, sometimes they come and shake hands with us, and that, like, I feel embarrassed in this position, and so I think they should know about this kind of
Actually, I faced like different classroom, different gender in here, but back home we just study with the same gender. Like it's really good experience and different experience also that we study with mixed gender in the same classroom. But I really like it. Yeah.
To encourage us more and more and more in their best way, and I'm sure that they have their own teaching to treat us in a good way, to encourage us, and for example, to encourage us in participation, to encourage us to be always or to communicate with the American students, to encourage us to go into groups that help us in education as well, to improve our skills as well.
Well, the piece of advice would be, since we are here at Boise State, we have a great technology sources. It would be great that the professor posts their lecture in the blackboard, as some of them do not do that. And I think that would be great for the student to go over it and check what they missed from their notes. And that's good for them.
I would say that they could be more, or try to be more clarify more about the language and make it simple language so that they can understand, the students can understand, because it's hard for international students to understand some of the, like if it's speaking fast, or so maybe they can make it more simple English and try to speak a little bit slowly.
Like to put the lecture notes on the blackboard, because most of the Saudi students didn't get like the most of the vocabulary, so they want time to translate most of the words. So that's my advice, to just put the lecture notes so we can have time to translate the words and we understand more about the lecture.
I think the best thing they just should to know is just like when they like in class, just to like speak slowly, like to make sure their student understand everything that they're saying. Yeah, that's it. I think this is the important thing.
Be friendly with us.
Thank you.
Peace. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your time. Peace.
ترى ما استعديت الله يوديك.
عادي يا استاذ صديق، بيقصون منها اصلا.